We're here at Cisco Live Barcelona 2020, and we're going to be shifting our focus a little bit, moving into software. And to help me do that, I've got Vinay Nichani. So welcome, Vinay, firstly. How are you?
Thank you, Nish. I'm great. How are you?
Yeah, I'm great, thank you. Day 2 of the show. Tomorrow's the last day, so I'm already starting to feel a bit down because it's my favorite event of the year.
Oh, it's so much fun.
Yeah, it is.
I agree.
So you're our VP of Worldwide Software Sales here at Cisco.
Yes.
So tell us a bit more about your role and what you do day to day here at Cisco.
Yeah, so it's a fascinating role, right? Because software is really at the center of the transformation we're trying to make as a company, as well as our customers are trying to make as they try to be more flexible and agile to deal with digital transformation and all a host of things going on. And so in my role, what we aim to do is simplify how we go to market with software across all of our architectures, across services, to all segments of the market, and deliver unparalleled value and simplicity to our customers as they consume more and more Cisco software.
So I'm hearing simplicity as a really key theme of making things really easy to access, easy to use for our customers. Is that a big theme?
Yeah, that's been the focus, right? Because if you look at it from a customer perspective, what they increasingly care about is they care about their digital transformation. And I think you've seen others say this, but at its core, what that's about is their application, right? We're in a world today where 46% of our customers' customers are more loyal to an application than to a brand. And 66% will avoid doing business with a brand if it's known for delivering poor digital services.
I know I'm definitely going to be one of those people, because when something doesn't work for me or I don't get a good experience, I completely shut off, and then it's difficult to get me as a consumer back on board, right?
Totally, and you think about it, you think about like something simple like coffee, right? So we all know Starbucks. I know and love my Starbucks app. It turns out that Starbucks now does over 50% of their revenue via the mobile app, which is mind-boggling when you think about the size and the scale of Starbucks.
Absolutely.
And you can talk about that example in a number of different industries, but what that means to our customers is the more time they can focus on delivering that digital experience and that outcome for their customer, and the less time they have to worry about integrating piece parts technology, putting the Legos together, as we say, the more successful they're going to be, and that's why it's so critical that we got to simplify how we enable them to unlock that value via our software.
And so how is Cisco simplifying and making things easier for our customers when it comes to software?
So that's a huge focus of what we've been doing around software buying programs, right?
Okay.
So the core one that most people recognize within that portfolio is the enterprise agreement, which is what it's fundamentally about is if a customer is willing to fully commit to our software within certain franchises, we will offer unparalleled value to them to enable them on that journey. And so from an EA perspective, as we've tweaked and modified and adjusted that over time, we've seen tremendous success and winning in the market reflective of the value we're bringing customers. We've gone from 600 EAs to 3,000 EAs globally in just a couple of years, and the plan going forward is even more as we unlock that value across every one of our core technology architectures.
So do you have an example of that? So if I was a customer that was looking maybe at a specific Cisco technology, what benefit as a customer would I get of buying into that EA?
Yeah, I can give you a couple of examples, right? So one is, let's talk about collaboration as you look to unlock the value to your users of calling, meetings, video, et cetera.
And some really exciting stuff in the keynote, right? Coming up,
Fantastic.
New launches of collaboration as well.
There's a lot of exciting things happening there, right? And so if you think about a customer buying our collaboration, they could choose to go down an a la carte path, buying it for groups of users at a time. And over time, all of those subscription licenses are going to have different renewal dates, different co-term dates. They're going to have to go through a transaction every time they hire new users. What we do in the EA is we take all that complexity out.
Okay.
So they cover their whole enterprise, everybody has feature parity, they don't have to worry about renewing different things at different times, and we give them 20% growth built in. So if they hire 10 new users, they're not having to go through a transactional process. They just download licenses and go, and again, focus on the outcome, focus on enabling the workspace. The other example that's really good is what we're doing on infrastructure, so very different market. You can talk about collaboration or security for users. You can talk about infrastructure and things like DNA for switching, routing, and wireless.
Yeah.
Same concept of everything on one contract, everything co-term, but now because we're not talking about users, the concept of built-in growth is less relevant, And what our customers have told us they really care about is partnering them on their deployment journey, which typically takes time. So what we'll do in that is we'll build in a ramp to make their deployment easier, and they love that. We've seen a lot of success with that offer as well.
Amazing, and I keep hearing about these 3 magic numbers, right? So I'm trying to guess what they are, so tell me a bit more about what that means.
So the 3 magic numbers are number of contracts, number of renewal dates, number of partners.
Okay.
And so what we typically see with our customers, and it varies based on size, but our largest customers, as we've gone to subscription, typically have hundreds of contracts with us and hundreds of renewal dates across dozens of partners. Smaller
Sounds
customers
painful.
have an order of magnitude less, but still more complex than they can manage at their size. It's very painful. One of our customers has estimated that every contract they have costs them $3,000 in OpEx to manage. And so the focus of the 3 numbers is helping our customers understand that landscape and ultimately taking those 3 numbers from dozens and hundreds down to 1, 1, and 1, which is a tremendous operational and financial benefit to them.
Absolutely, and you mentioned partners there, so what's the benefit for customers of having fewer partners as well? Because I know some like to diversify and have different skill sets. What's the benefit of customers having fewer partners when it comes to software?
Yeah, it's a great question, right? I think what we've seen from many of our customers is they want to do business with Cisco more strategically, and they also want to do business with partners more strategically. And the ones that really build the value, can drive lifecycle value towards getting to their outcome, they are more than happy to form a more strategic partnership with versus transactionally buying and bidding every deal, right? So there's a decision that has to be made there. What most customers are telling us is that if the partner can deliver that value and help them on that journey, they're more than willing to form a more strategic relationship to drive that versus doing business across a lot of partners that they can't keep track of themselves.
Got it, that makes a lot of sense. So we've got just a couple of minutes left and we just need to wrap up. But I want to know if people are watching online, they're here at the show, how do they learn more about Cisco software and enterprise agreements?
Yeah, so there's a couple of places you can go, right? One, there's a lot of resources online.
Okay.
So you can go to cisco.com/go/software, and there's a lot of information there on enterprise agreements and other such things. But where I would encourage people to start is start with your Cisco account team, right? Cisco account team or your partner account team. Our partners are also increasingly enabled to lead this conversation because really where the value is and where the rubber hits the road, it's all specific to our customer's specific environment. And by working with your account team, understanding your 3 numbers, understanding the outcome and the transform objectives you're trying to reach, we can really partner to form the right agreement, the right relationship, and the right structure to drive that value together.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for joining me in the studio, sharing some top tips around software and pointing people where they can learn more.
No, great. Thank you, Nish.
Thank you, Vinay. So we're now going to head and just watch this really short video to learn a little bit more about software. Join us and don't go away.
Did you know that you can save costs on your Cisco software? Do you know exactly what Cisco software your company consumes and what you'll look to consume in the coming year or 2? Could you get better together pricing, manage the relationship more efficiently, and ensure compliance? If so, ask your Cisco representative about the single Cisco Enterprise Agreement. It has a contract length of either 3 or 5 years, with enrollments for DNA, security, collaboration, WebEx, data center, Meraki, and App Dynamics, providing commercial and operational benefits. Commercial benefits include incredibly competitive prices. The Cisco Enterprise Agreement includes all Cisco promotions and discounts, alongside ramps that take into account project rollouts. True forward, which means that you only pay for excess consumed licenses at the annual anniversary from that day forward, so no more retro billing. As for unused licenses, you can apply their value towards any licenses within the same suite with value shift, not to mention price predictability with our price protection for the term. In regards to operational benefits, the Cisco Enterprise Agreement gives you one software contract with one renewal date via one partner. You'll have one workspace where you can access all of your Cisco software and deliver on-demand deployments. You'll have the ability to co-term software contracts and ensure your software remains evergreen. Sound of interest? Ask your Cisco representative what your 3 numbers are, the number of software contracts, renewal dates, and partners, and arrange a meeting to understand the single Cisco Enterprise Agreement in more detail.
Welcome back, everybody, and we're here in the campus section of the show. Now, you've probably noticed something different, and yes, it's this beautiful Cisco jacket. I was given this by the Cisco store. Now, if you're here in Barcelona and you want a jacket, and I don't see why you wouldn't, because it looks fantastic, head along to the store. If you're not here, you can grab one online, because the online store opens on Monday. But anyway, we're talking all things software, and I'm here with Brian Benke. Brian, can you introduce yourself?
Yes, Brian Benke from the Smart Licensing team. I've been at Cisco about 20 years, so love working for Cisco.
You're a veteran. You've been here a lot longer than me. I've only been here 7 months. So, Brian, look, we're living in the age of software, whether it's Netflix, whether it's, music streaming. So what are, the influences behind smart licensing here at Cisco, and how does that really tie in with our own software transformation as a company?
Yeah, well, thanks. Yeah, it's been a great thing for Cisco because we have so many customers with so many different products, and so they began to lose track of all their licenses. Some of our customers have over 10,000 devices, so we created a digital wallet for them. We call it a smart account. And it's kind of like your banking account. You put all your licenses into a certain account, and you can track and monitor your licenses. You know how many you bought and the like. And so that's one of the major things we've been doing. And the other is that we used to give customers a license for a device, and we have the devices behind us here, and they would lose the licenses for the boxes. So someone would leave the company, they would no longer know what the license was for a particular device. So we created a pooling concept. The pools are in their smart account. They can see all their licenses, and then they just come get one out of the pool, use it, and if they want to return it to the pool, they can return it to the pool of licenses. And so as you look at Cisco and you think of how we're moving to software subscriptions and enterprise agreements and the like, it's really one fundamental to our strategy that we can get customer can see their license, their subscriptions, and all that.
So simplicity, it seems like you're making things simple for customers.
Yes, and what we're trying to do is we have a lot of different groups at Cisco. We have behind us the routing and switching. We also have collaboration, we have security, and so we have one common license model for all of Cisco, and to help people navigate through Cisco and the license structure.
So when you look at, some of these larger customers, customers that maybe have like hundreds, thousands of licenses, how are you making things flexible for them? How are you making it easier for them to start consuming these licenses?
Well, in that smart account, kind of like you have like a checking, a savings, and maybe your, daughter Sally's college account, you can set up your account to be that way. So if you're a company and you have different divisions of the company, you can make a virtual account for each of the different divisions, and then they can manage their own licenses, and customers really love that flexibility. And again, with subscriptions, it's so difficult to know when's expiring in 3 years, what's expiring in 5 years, and so this is a one-stop shop where they can see everything about their licenses. We include their licenses in there, but we also include their contracts. They can see their tax support cases, and we have a new product called My Cisco Entitlements, and that product gives them access to all the information in a one-stop shop.
Brilliant. So you're really giving the customer a single pane of glass then when it comes to what they have from Cisco.
Exactly.
So when we're looking at Cisco Live, it's all about new innovations. It's all about what's happening in the world of Cisco. What's new when it comes to smart licenses?
Well, one is that when you look at like a lot of countries, India in particular, a lot of the African countries, they don't have like real big company structures behind them, and so we have a new thing that's for small, medium businesses that they can quickly get their licenses without going through as much of the paperwork and the like, and so we've really rapidly involving the small, medium businesses. We've also are creating a hierarchy of licenses, so if a company has a division in Germany, they can also have, beneath that, they can have all the different states or the locations where they want to have their licenses stored. So a lot of people like that. And the last thing we say in licensing is we call it the rise of the controllers. It's kind of like a Terminator
The
thing.
rise of the machines.
Rise of the machines. But it's the rise of the controllers. And so there's DNAC, there's vManage, there's FDM and security. And what we're trying to do is we'll have the network controllers manages the licenses versus an individual device having a license on it. And so it's going to be much simpler for customers. They just manage the controllers and not the individual devices. So.
Brilliant. Well, look, it sounds really exciting in the world of licenses.
Yeah.
Final thing, just to close off, Cisco Live in one word.
Oh, it's exciting, and we just love, meeting the customers. It's all about the customer, here at Cisco
That wasn't
Live.
one word, but I'll let you off because it's so exciting.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks very much for
All
your
right.
time.
Thank you.
So we're going to throw it over to the VT. See you later, guys.
Your IT infrastructure is the engine that powers your business. It's constantly growing and evolving, becoming more powerful and complex. That means you're dealing with more hardware, more software, more subscriptions and services, and more moving parts. What if you could see and manage it all in one place in real time? With My Cisco Entitlements, you can. A single secure dashboard lets you view all of your Cisco products, services, and metrics. Manage it all, tracking and controlling your licenses, devices, services, and support. And keep it secure, managing user roles and access from a single pane of glass. It's the smart way to see and understand how you're using your products and services so you can spot and fix potential audit issues. Ease information management with secure, consolidated user access and unlock the full value of your investment. My Cisco Entitlements. Complete visibility in real time on one platform.
We're here at the Cisco TV studio here at Cisco Live Barcelona 2020, and we're going to continue talking about Cisco and software, and that video was setting us up really great for this next guest that I've got here in the studio. So I'm here with Babu Kesavan. Hey Babu, how are you?
Hi, nice meeting you. Thanks for
good to
having
meet
me
you
here.
too. Thank you for coming into the studio and spending time with us.
Absolutely excited.
So you're the Senior Director of CPS Transformation here at Cisco.
That's right.
So tell us a bit more about your role and what you do day to day here with Cisco.
Absolutely. So, you heard from Vinay and you heard from Brian about how they're trying to simplify the way they offer the software so that it's easy access for our customers, how we manage licenses. What I do is our team is basically focusing on the fact that how do we simplify the overall access to what the customers purchased.
Okay.
And it is not just the software, it's software, subscriptions, hardware as well.
So everything all in one place.
Everything in one place. And we have heard from customers that with the introduction of smart licenses, we introduced a smart account.
Yes.
And our customers have constantly asked us for, I can only see my smart licenses, can I see my subscriptions? Can I see my contracts? Can I see my devices? So what we have done is we have brought all of that data together so that our customers can confidently have access to manage and secure and give access to their providers and consume it.
Got it. So this single place of access, I understand it's called My Cisco Entitlements, right?
That's correct.
So tell us a bit more about MCE and how it fits into Cisco's wider software transformation. As you said, we had Vinay in the studio just a few minutes ago. So how does that fit into the bigger picture of Cisco's strategy?
So with MCE, what we have done is we have brought together, irrespective of what buying programs you buy a software entitlement, we are having a single place for you to come and access. It is the first time we have invested in providing a zero-cost platform to our customers to be able to simplify and have a single place to go to for accessing all their assets and entitlements. What this really translates to is ease of doing business with Cisco, right? And we talk about efforts when it comes to customer experience, and this is the key part about I need to be able to see what I have, what I own, what's my risk, and am I using it what I bought? My risk of exposure and compliance. So it's basically a platform designed to, by a click, give that insight to our customers and transact on what they really want to transact on.
Got it. And here at the show here at Cisco Live, we've got, I think it's 17,000 attendees here.
That's right.
And a large portion of those are actually partners of Cisco as well,
That's
right?
right.
So how do partners play a role when it comes to MCE?
Absolutely. So what we have done is, end of the day, Cisco, our partner, are delivering assets and entitlements through the various offer motion to our end customers. So we started focusing on delivering these basic foundational capabilities for our customers. And then what we have done in the last 3 quarters is to do a full co-design with our partners to understand how they can shape and enable our clients. So we've got some powerful set of capabilities which are co-designed with our partners, which we are currently releasing it, and they'll be able to, they are essentially looking for how can I serve my clients better, how can I reduce my OpEx, and how can I be able to easily gain access to my customers so that I can deliver the outcomes what I need to deliver for them, right?
Yeah.
So that's what we're focusing on for our partners as well. And then the last mile license delivery is a key critical capability which they are looking forward to making sure that the timely delivery of licenses is a critical component to how customers will have access to their licenses, right?
Got it. And so obviously it sounds like your team is very popular with customers. You're making things easier for them, simpler for them, putting everything all into one place for them.
That's right.
So what's the feedback that you're hearing from existing users of MCE?
Absolutely. So number one, the customers are loving it, right?
I'm not surprised.
It's pretty simple. And what they are actually doing is that they are able to get access to all what they have never seen, the entire book of business. For the first time, they are seeing it because our customers buy products and services from multiple partners, and we are bringing all of them together and enabling our partners also to be able to serve our customers. So it's becoming a much easier way to transact, and our customers are really excited to get access to everything what they need, and we're also standardizing the whole user lifecycle management across our digital interactions they have with Cisco for all assets and entitlement. That's another big value for our customers, and they really are liking it, and they're transitioning it into the MCE platform. Today we have around 2,500 plus customers already on the platform using it, and the partners will be onboarded pretty soon with their value, what they want. They focus on monetizing it. Simple example, what Vinay was highlighting about FlexPlan and EAs, right?
Yes.
Even in MCE, customers can come in, partners, when they do a partner-led EA or a partner-led flex plan, partner can see what they need to see and serve the clients. From an EA standpoint, customers can gain access to the enterprise agreements and see what their consumption levels are and where they're using, where they're not using it, so they can drive the value and realization.
So it's the power of using the customer's own data to actually drive more and more of those outcomes.
Absolutely.
Got it. And I know you won't be able to tell me too much about this, but I'm going to try and get some information for our viewers. What are some of the upcoming features in MCE? What can you share?
Absolutely. For our customers, what we have delivered to date is to have that comprehensive access and manage it and secure them, right? And they can create cases, but that is not it. It's a highly transactable platform. Oh, by the way, they can also do product upgrades today, which are transactions which are flowing through the platform. We'll be delivering in the second half a fully functional transactability on the platform, meaning I can right-click, deliver token,
the
generate
second half
license.
of 2020?
Exactly.
Got it.
And they can do all the actions what they need to do, including self-service asset management, right? From a partner standpoint, what we are doing is we are enabling them with the capability focused on making sure that the last mile license delivery experience is simplified, because that is a big pain point for our partners to be able to easily deliver digital assets. And we are also enabling them capabilities to monetize on smart account management, asset management, and the whole EA Flex Plan consumption visibility and transactability is also something we are working on for enabling for our partners.
Got it. So enablement for both customers in terms of their outcomes, but just as much for partners to be able to bring more value as well in partnership with Cisco.
Absolutely.
I love that. So if people want to be learning more about MCE, where can they go to learn more?
It's pretty simple. If you go to cisco.com/go/MCE, you can have access to all of that insights. And there is a sign me up button there. If you click and sign me up, we have teams waiting to onboard you as a customer, you as a partner. If you forget that part, even if you Google for My Cisco entitlement, it shows up on the top. You just click and do exactly what you need to do.
Got it. Amazing. Well, thank you for joining me. I actually want to bring David into the conversation now. So David, you just joined me here in the studio. How are you?
Hi, Nish. Great to be here.
Great.
Thanks for having me on.
You're very welcome. I feel like we're having a great time. I'm not sure we've been on the studio yet. So, obviously, you're out with customers all the time. Cisco, we've talked about here in the studio today, is obviously moving more and more towards software. So what are you hearing? Obviously, you're based in Germany, but I'm sure you have global customers as well. So what are you hearing from customers when it comes to software? Is it a reality in terms of that transition?
Absolutely. I mean, not only are we and all other vendors bringing out a lot more software products that have licenses that need to be managed, but also just the complexity of those licensing schemes in many cases is going up, and up. So the My Cisco entitlements, I think, is a perfect answer to these questions, because I'll give you an example. I've got a customer in Germany. They're not big. They don't have like a dedicated team that looks after licensing, but they've bought their subscriptions from the subscriptions for one product from 3 different partners that have got 3 different expiration dates, and they're really just losing track of where all those licenses are going and coming, you know?
Yeah, that's great. So obviously, Bobby.
That is exactly the point. So what we have done is, while we shift and we start to enhance and enrich our portfolio with software, we realize that our customers will buy through multiple channels, and they need to have a single place for software asset management. So we have built in software asset management, software lifecycle management as part of the platform to deliver that value for our customers.
That's amazing. And obviously, we've got about a minute left, so I just want to kind of wrap up on what's going on around us, because obviously day 2 here at Cisco Live. So Babu, is this your first Cisco Live, or have you been here before?
I've been here for a few times.
You've been, so I'd say you're a Cisco Live veteran. And what would you say is the highlight of the show this year? Obviously, software, I think now more than ever, is really relevant to our customers. There's lots of conversations, but what's been your personal highlight of the show so far?
I think this year, this Cisco Live session, I see a lot more focus on DNA and other software focus, which is great, and I can see a lot of participants focused on those areas as well, and partners participating, and partners also focusing on this transition on the software.
Got it. And how about you, David? Obviously, we've got 1 day left. It's your first time hosting. What's been your highlight so far? I know we're going to do this again tomorrow, so choose wisely.
It's a tricky one. I mean, there's been so much content that we've been able to see. Even though we've been running around kind of a little bit mad, we've still managed to catch some of the really cool sessions. But I got to say, I mean, that opening keynote yesterday was just fantastic. Really exciting to hear, especially what's happening in the compute space. I think what Liz Santoni said, about all the different domains and the transitions to cloud and how we're enabling those is very much a very exciting time to be a part of Cisco, and also to be a customer or a partner working with Cisco.
Oh, I completely agree with you there. Well, thank you so much, Babu, for joining me and helping us understand more about software. David, for sharing your highlights and bringing it all to life. So we're going to close out the software segment now. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned.